Welcome, everybody, to the podcast today. As I was saying previously, this is about the Epstein list, Epstein files, whatever you want to say. But those involved with it, because it's a serious problem. And like I was saying before, this is only a 250-year battle. And people think, well, how can it be so simple like that, And it really is, because when you look at the reality of the whole thing, the people that are covered up in the crimes are the ones that were here when our nation was founded, because we had Freemasonries under George Washington, and we had people throughout the years that are corrupt in our government, all the way even up to Kennedy. So when you have that much of a window of people involved with these crimes of human trafficking, you saw it with the mafia, that's what they did, right, when they founded it, and they're still doing it. Now they're trafficking children, which is totally disgusting. That's where the Epstein stuff comes in. Excuse me, because you see it, people in Hollywood, people in film and music, in all these different realms. And so, yeah, like I said before, you really can't watch the videos. I mean, you can, but I can't. Because I just get irritated that our government and people actually allowing that to happen that clearly have the resources and could have taken care of business a long time ago. So there are some people to blame for this because, the people that have the resources, billionaires, they just kept hush because they were worried about dying. It's like, what? If you did the right thing, the military would back them up, and who's gonna be much more of a threat than these people? So it doesn't even really make any sense when it adds up. But anyways, I saw this bombshell. I want to share it today because it connects with what I've been saying. It's the wars and things like that are a distraction from implementing this one world government, because if they cover up their crimes in the Epstein files, their human trafficking operation to fund everything, then they can get away with it and implement a one world government system and enslave us all. And we saw that during COVID, right? And then we saw, because of the reality of the shots, booster shots and everything, the serial number. There was a thing not too long ago that dropped in 99, 2000, and 2001. There was serial numbers used too in the Epstein files. So, coincidence? I probably don't think so. Because the whole idea of the serial number thing is a tracking system, GPS. And they were showing that during COVID. In certain scenarios, people were being tracked with the COVID booster shots. But the whole idea is the digital currency, the digital ID. And then they're going to implement that with a social credit score. So they eliminate the whole system with you got to have a credit score like Experian or your triple system, however you want to say it, TransUnion, all that. That way that they can implement their plan, which is all along. They've said it during COVID. You own nothing, you'll have nothing. You have nothing, you own nothing, right? Because they'll control it all. So, these are people that control the banks. They control everything. Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, all these people in the world order, right? So I said all that to get into what I was talking about yesterday. That kind of goes into today, what we're seeing now with Iran. But started with a war where, well, let me back up to 2001 because I was just talking about that. So that was an inside job, right? Because people drove planes. The World Trade Center was a CIA operation. Yeah, they were all Muslim background. They were terrorists. But the reality, there was bombs planted inside the building. There's conspiracies out there. But how do you detonate a building to where it collapses from the inside and falls downward? So that it was a bombing technique. Yeah, planes really did hit, but it caused the kaboom and the whole collapsure. There was bombs planted inside the building. And there's evidence, there's footage. Look on the internet, you'll find it. So I said that, and then we went to a war. They said we would have weapons of mass destruction. There wasn't weapons of mass destruction, right? Then we started arresting people, right? Terrorists and people, leaders, world leaders. And they're all part of the Rothschild banking network, which I just found the other day. Iran happens to be one of them that's not under the system. So is North Korea. North Korea is threatening the United States too, as well as Iran, which are still under the Iran not controlled by the Rothschild banking system. So you see there's the one world government, but all these countries are involved. And so then it switches over to, well, we'll eliminate ISIS, we'll eliminate all these terrorist organizations, right? And then it started with Israel. That's when it kind of brought in the war perspective, because now we have to fight back, because now they have hostages, right? They were Israeli hostages, and they were controlled by ISIS, right? So they controlled them. They brought these people in there, and now we take them out, and they say, well, now it's actually genocide because what we're doing in retaliation. So that brought us into a war with Israel and Iran, right? And then I saw footage yesterday. This is from a Jewish rabbi, pretty solid source. It was really good. It's on Instagram. It's probably on several other platforms, but he dropped a major bombshell, and it kind of makes sense now. That's why I'm saying this. He has said that Israel has known for quite some time that Iran was plotting this attack against the United States through the economy. This wasn't a physical threat, a bombing threat, like we're seeing now with the media saying, oh, there's nuclear and there's all this stuff's going to happen, right? Like I said, it's a distraction. The media is a distraction. We saw that with Operation Mockingbird, right? And they got in trouble with the Congress, which happened during Kennedy. So that's what I'm saying, the distraction stuff. And had said that through what we're seeing now with Saudi Arabia, with the trade, I'm trying to think of what it's called exactly. But, with the oil, with the trading, the stuff we're seeing, the stuff we rely on, well, other countries are relying on this too, especially through Iran and through Saudi Arabia. And they know this. They've been actually planning this for quite some time. And he says as far as back as 20 years ago. For 20 years. That goes pretty close to 9/11. We're going back to, 2006? About 5 years later. Iran is now practicing, in that time, all the way to now, how the United States would respond and how they would respond back to their tactics. That's what this Jewish rabbi was saying. And he said that Israel knows about this. And the whole concept is to destroy the economy this way. Through everything we're seeing right now, the chain of events, you look at the news and everything, don't play it as a distraction. Play it as a distraction, like I'm saying. But see it how it's unfolding. You see their plans and what they're doing. So it's really to destroy the economy. And people think, oh, well, this is great. It's going to be for crypto, and, we're going to go into this Clarity Act is all part of Trump's plan. Is it really? Because if they collapse the economy and they destroy everything, and we don't have food supplies, we don't have oil, or we have oil prices like skyrocket high, it'll collapse everything. That's it. And they know that, because as far as this Jewish rabbi was saying, is they knew exactly how an empire rises and how an empire collapses. So if Iran's been planning this the whole time, what exactly is North Korea plotting too? Because I've heard sources saying that North Korea is involved with Iran, as well as Russia may be linked to them as well. So, it could get very interesting very soon. Who knows what could happen? Honestly. But if they collapse the economy and that's it, well, we have to start now with the Epstein files. Because if we got on our phone with the senators and our representatives from every state, then we eliminate the problem, because we get these people arrested, because the military can step in, and that's all it takes. The arrests are made, the people are brought down, and they're eliminated. And, yeah. So if you agree, say amen, subscribe. Thank you for joining me today. And if you can in any way, I have a GoFundMe fundraiser. It's through GoFundMe. So it's gofund.me/bake.rice.lift. And I'm just going through a hardship. I need your help right now. Through family emergency, lost my vehicle, lost pretty much everything, and helping people out that I needed to help, and still am. So I need your help. If you want to do it that way, you can do it through Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal. It's DERRICK LEMKE. The same as PayPal. And on Venmo, it's DROCK DROCK 5690. And you can give any way you can, whatever amount you can give. I appreciate it. Thank you for joining me today, and may God bless you, and have a great night.